Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. I very welcome my friends and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. So Zack Snyder has dropped another bombshell and it's Cyborg at his mother's gravestone. Now let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit. I don't think we need to see everything, but here we go. Look. This is pretty awesome, right? Look at that. Look at that. You can see that, right? Look at that. That is fucking awesome. So we need to really talk about Snyder does seem to be very, very fixated with Cyborg, but the timing of this, of course, is very clever. And again, anyone who thinks that Snyder just wants to move on and get on with his life, this guy has released this picture on Vero. What, 2 days since Release the Snyder Cut was trending globally? Yes, globally. Yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing. This is a great picture. There's so much more to this film than we ever imagined. And Cyborg's story is very, very prominent. I still can't believe that they stopped this man from releasing his film. They allowed him to go away, then they reshot his film, restructured his film, and still called it his film. To me, it's ridiculous. To me, I just don't see why you don't just let the guy do what he's going to do, release his movie, then move on from it. And if you want to bring Whedon in to do a Marvelized thing, do it. It's going to be a mistake. It's going to fail, but if that's what you want to do, and this was the problem with Sujihara, he absolutely didn't have a clue. But yeah, Cyborg was going to be front and center in Justice League, and you saw little hints of it really in Whedon's Justice League. I thought that Ray Fisher gave us a brilliant performance. Some people like Cyborg in Justice League, the theatrical cut. Some people don't. I actually loved him. I thought he was really good. And even though all the best stuff had been cut to smithereens, I really felt that Cyborg was really good in the film. And I really felt his pain and everything else. I mean, this guy has got all this nanotech in him. He's connected to what's going on and what, a Steppenwolf, the mother boxes. He was saved by the mother boxes, right? So he's connected to the mother box. So that's pretty awesome that these things that Steppenwolf wants, one of the heroes actually has a connection to this mother box. It's inside him. It's in his DNA. That's really compelling. And I feel that's what Snyder was trying to do. And you can see with all these pictures and all these hints about Cyborg, we would have learned a lot more about the character. And I think that would have made it a lot easier for them to make a standalone film. They can still make a standalone film, but the interest isn't there because they didn't set him up properly in Justice League. For those people, even I've said it, those people who said, oh, they should have set up the solo films first, then Justice League. I think what the Snyder Cut was going to do was set these characters up for solo movies, for the Flash movie, for the Cyborg movie. It would have been awesome. And it was just a different way of doing it. But everyone's so obsessed that you have to do everything the way Feige and Marvel have done it, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It has to be bright colours. There has to be gags. There's no other way of doing it. And of course, there is. And this is the sadness. I think that Sujihara fell for this hook, line and sinker. He thought, let's Marvelize this movie. Forget what Snyder's done. He's gone now. We can do what we want. We're going to do it this way. It's going to make $1 billion. And then we could start going to work. And it failed because basically they had no time. Because not only did they want to restructure Snyder's film, they wanted to do it in the same time frame so they could release the movie on the same date. You've heard people talk about getting their bonuses and things like that. Well, it's absolutely true. So not only did they want to restructure this film, they rushed restructuring it, and that's why it's an absolute Frankenstein monster. That's why the movie's a mess, because they weren't willing to take their time and get it right. And elements of this theatrical cut are actually okay, and there's elements of this theatrical cut are absolutely embarrassing. I remember not knowing anything that went on, and I'm in the cinema watching this for the first time, and Clark and Lois are at the Kent farm. You can tell the background's a green screen. It's despicable. It's horrible. He's reshot the scenes. They CGI'd his face there because he's still got the tash. You can tell they're new scenes. And when he smiles, it's embarrassing. It's worse than the one in the kind of opening sequence with the upper lip thing. They've tried to fix that and made it absolutely worse. Look, the whole thing is an absolute embarrassment. So what do you think about the new picture, the new revelations that Zack Snyder's given us? This is not going to end. And you do wonder, you really do wonder, what are Warner Brothers thinking now? Are they thinking, we don't care, we're moving on, we got Walter Hamada, we're going to make money, people are happy with what we're doing, forget the Snyder Cut? Or are they thinking, shit, we've got to release this film. This is embarrassing now. What Sugihara did is embarrassing. It's embarrassing us as a company. Let's just let Snyder finish this thing and put Snyder and his fans to bed. Let them watch this film. Let them live off this Snyder Cut for the rest of their lives as far as we're concerned. That's the problem. We really don't know what they're thinking. And I don't think anyone, even if people say, oh, I've got an insider, I know what they're thinking. Nobody knows. And with a new CEO, it's very, very interesting. I think a lot of people keep on saying a lot of things, but I think with Sugihara gone, that was the final element. I know there's one more guy in there, and I keep on forgetting his name, but I think basically Sugihara was the problem. But it's going to be interesting what Warner Bros. Are thinking. If all this even bothers them, or if they're thinking, let's just let him finish his film, put it out there, let's make some bucks out of this, let's market this, right? And then let's move on with what Walter Hamada's doing. I think that would be best for everything. So please comment down below. Please like, share and subscribe. And I'll be back tomorrow